Right, this is the beginning of a project where I'm planning on, I'll get some light on. I've been fancying doing a ball turning device for some time, and I've watched loads of people doing them on YouTube. I mean, this is my compound off my Super 7. Yeah, I've just picked all that dust up off my bench. It will be clean before I put it back. You see how it's got that great big tapered circle that it rotates on and then locks. So I've seen people making them and they're fastening them to the compound in place of the tool post holder, or they're using the T-slots at the back and making a device for there. I've seen various people doing it, Steve Jordan, Ed's workshop. I kept looking at this and thinking, there's a hole here where the compound fits. Now, unfortunately, with it wound as far in as it'll go, which is right up to its stop there, it's out of line of centre from the centre of the chuck by that amount there, which is actually 7.5 millimeters. So what am I going to do? I've had a good look at this and I've wound this right back, and I can bring this literally out here. I can bring that last T-slot past the centre of the chuck, which I'd never ever want to do, but it does. So I'm going to put a spacer behind here. I have seen somebody else doing it on YouTube. I don't know what it was for. It wasn't for this, it was for some reason to get more distance, more travel on this cross slide. So I've got a piece of aluminium. Sorry about the camera work. I've marked that out, and that's going to be a sandwich plate in there. So I'm going to undo this, screw this off, make this sandwich plate and put it back on. That'll then give me an extra, that's 9.5 millimeters. That'll go then in further 9.5 millimeters, which will... Okay. So this is the block of aluminium that I marked out for the packing for the cross slide. I just need to come up to 1 mil, and that should do me. That's nearly enough. And get me down to my mark. Yep, that's it. We're down to my mark. I've just got the end to do. I rough cut this on the bandsaw, on the El Cheapo bandsaw. Just aluminium's easy to cut on there. So I'll just trim this other end off, and then we'll... I think I just lost a bit of video there. I've just taken a little pass on there at 0.5. I'll just bring that up. Another 0.5, we'll take it to 1 mil. 1010, that's fine. I'll just take another pass on that. great. I think we're probably down to our line. We are. So that's all that needs doing with that. That was just the block. Started doing some videoing on my phone yesterday, and somebody rang me, and my camera went off. So that is the block to go in there. That's to fit in there, which will pack that out by 9.5mm, and that will give me that past the centre of the chuck by about 5 or 6mm. You only need to get to centre, that I don't need to go past it. The way I've looked at it and wound it backwards and forwards, I can't see any reason that that'll do any harm. It doesn't affect any settings or anything. I mean, technically it'll mean I can't come, there's 9.5mm less of this way coming towards me with the cross slide, but I'd never want to. I brought it to there, to the centre, and I'd never want to come that far. Even if I put a rare tool post, what they call it, parting tool on there, the cutter would be here. So yeah. Ooh, there's a cat fighting outside, bit sound of it. So I'll come back when I've got this stripped or drilled or whatever ready. I mean, I didn't know whether to be a cheapskate and slot that, so all I had to do was slacken that off and drop it in. I'd probably need newer screws, longer screws for there, or whether to do it right and drill it and completely take this out. I mean, it don't take 2 minutes, I suppose. There's 2 ways of doing it, isn't there? A good one and a cheap one. I'll do it good one, I think. We'll take it out and do it right. I'll come back when I've got all this stripped down, ready to do. Right, so that's got, right, problem number 1. Got to machine the middle of that away. You can machine that out. There, the lead screw is in the way. So I'm going to have to machine a chunk out of that, the radius. Everything else will be fine, just not low enough look, just the right little bit. Strangely, it's slightly off centre that because it's got gibs at this side. I'll probably get that with file. No point in setting milling machine up just to do that. Right, so the block's in. The little block, you can see it in there. I can't bring camera any closer, unfortunately. I need a different bracket. These screws are too short. I've just nipped one in there to try it, to see if it works. I'll just unlock this and let's see. Yep, seems a bit out of line. I don't nip them, I don't want to strip threads. That's okay, it's a bit tight. Oh no, that's okay. Right. So, let's see if it goes past centre now. This didn't go past the centre before. I can see what I've done wrong. I'm an nincompoop. Whip that back out. And that one. Right. Yeah, I'll be able to see it from there. I'm going to have to, let's unclip camera, see if I can I've got to cut it out for that. The whole of that cutout there needs cutting out of that, because that goes over there, so it's got to have a cutout for that, so that needs cutting out much more. So I need to mark that up and cut that out so it'll clear. I'm still confident it's going to work. I really hope so, because I've never seen this done before, and there could be a right good reason why this has never been done, and it could be because you can't do it, and I'm trying to. But I'm always trying to do stuff you can't do, so we'll give it a go. Just a little lad bit, in case I miss it to tomorrow, because I'm packing in tonight. The screws that hold the cross slide hand wheel support onto the cross slide, I would just try to find some more screws that would fit, and I was right doubtful that I'd have any Imperial, and I thought there was something like 3/16 BSF. They're not, for anybody who's got a Myford Super 7, I suppose ML7, same. The 2BA are those, 2BA thread, and luckily I did have some screws. They're only slotted, unfortunately, not Allen screws, but they'll do, they'll be alright. Don't need to be over tight. So yeah, tomorrow I'm just setting this up for tomorrow, so I can cut out to that line, and then I'll put it all back together and give it another try. But that's for another day. I've had enough for today. Right, just about got it down to size. Well, I have got it down to size, I'm sure. And I'm going to try that cutter there. I think it's an Iscar or something. I got it ages ago. Yeah, it's an Iscar. Probably an expensive cutter. It's a radius cutter. I've never used one before, so I'm just going to give it a go and see how we go. I'm trying to cut that little U shape out there, which is where the lead screw goes. So ooh, that's weird. Let me try and lock that axis. I'm going to try and speed that up. I'm not even sure if this is how it's meant to be used. It might be just for cutting edges. It's cutting, but it's not nice. A bit wobbly. A lot of stick out as well, haven't I? Well, I don't think this is how this is meant to be used. I think that's enough. Well, it's done it. But I won't say we're happy doing it, and I think I'm probably not shouldn't be doing that. I think that's for running across edges like this. I wonder if I can do that actually. I do need a chamfer there on that edge, a radius, or let's have a look, see if it will. I'm better off doing it this way because I'm not climbing then, am I? Nice. That'll do that. I think that's lovely. I think I need to finish this off with file because I'm starting to cut deep into there and I don't want to go much deeper really. That's far enough. I'm going to finish this off with file. That is my spacer for the cross slide on the Super 7, which all become evident when I cock the thing up what I'm going to make. Good cutter. Just going to try and get that radius out. I was a bit over ambitious, I think. Nearly there. That just needs filing up a bit. So that's the spacer. I'm going to try and fit that next. Wants a bit of dressing up. It's upside down and it's sandwiched between something, so you never see it, but if I don't make it a bit better than that, I'll know. Okay, I'll come back when I've done a bit more. Taking a bit more off it. We'll keep trying until it fits. And the word is Eureka. Right, I'm going to screw that as far as it'll go, and then just angle that up a bit. You might be able to see. I need to get a ruler. I need to check my centre line from my chuck. Just sit that in there. That's that. Yep, I'm past my centre. I'm actually about how far past. Let's get the big straight edge. Okay, so that's aligned centre with tailstock, I think. Yep. If I drop down, square to that. Yeah, I'm past centre. That's great. I'm past centre here. So I'd come back to about there. Yep, brilliant. So my first theory was correct. That the Super 7 cross slide, where the compound fits, that hole doesn't reach the centre line of the chuck or the tailstock. But with that spacer in, it does. And I can't think, so that's as far as it'll go. And I can't think it's going to hinder me in any way by how far it'll come back. So let's have a look. I don't want to come right out, otherwise things are going to come out of the screw. Well, that's already past the centre of that. Is that? So I would never ever want to come back that far. Just wouldn't. So onwards and upwards with our project, which is to fit a bearing inside without, let's see if I can get this, without encumbering this, which is the automatic power feed for the cross slide. The bearing mustn't touch that, and that that gear just protrudes slightly over the base, so I mustn't have the bearings sat deep down in there. I've got to give a little bit of clearance for that. So let's get the bearing and have a look. A friend of mine's been round this aft, social distancing and all, and gave me a load of bearings. They're all new. That one nearly fits. It's a little bit slack and it's a bit below the surface, which might be okay because the slugs that go in there for the Super 7 are a special one. The handed, they must go in the right way round. This one is the right hand one, and it's to grip the underside of that, which I don't want to do. So what I'm thinking of doing is making some more of these out of maybe brass or anything. Aluminium might do, or pieces of steel, and then the bolt goes in and holds it in. If I get everything right so that this bearing's flush with the top, it's going to give me my clearance underneath for the automatic power feed, and these wedges, both sides, are going to wedge that bearing tight up against that edge. That's my plan, because the back pass centre of these two holes, so it'll literally push the bearing tight. The only problem I've got, the worry, is that a ball brace might have some axial play in it, and I don't want any axial play in it for this ball turning thing I'm making. My whole idea is that I simply undo the two screws, put the magnet in, which I've got, I just pull the plugs out, lift the compound off, and drop on my complete unit that I've made onto here, and away you go, ball turning, without having to start messing with T-nuts and bolting plates down. And most of them I've seen that have been made on YouTube's, they've made a plate that bolts on here with T-bolts or bolts that they've drilled into the and threaded into the cross slide. I didn't really want to do that. I just thought something simple, it's one off, one on, be like just changing a quick change tool post, wouldn't it? That's my plan. It's going forward. I've got a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning, but yes, this bit now works. I'm chuffed about that, and we'll see where we go, whether I need to radius these corners a bit to match this, or even paint it black as well, I don't know, or whether to leave it square edge to match that, I don't know. But that's as far as we've got.